Today is an incredibly exciting day for me because I finally get to drive and present this beautiful 2019 Nardo Grey Audi RS5 to you guys. I've reviewed the TTRS, the RS3, the Q8, the A6, a whole host of cars from Audi's lineup. I've gotten to drive a ton of them, but never the RS5. So today we're going to talk about the powertrain, the performance specs, and the exterior and interior features, and then take it on a quick test drive. So let's get right into the review. So starting off under the hood of this beautiful RS5, we have a 2.9 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, putting out 444 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. Now, previous generations of the RS5, which the United States did not get, were powered by a V8 engine, which actually produced slightly more horsepower than this V6, but with those twin turbos in there and the all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic system, the RS5, the current generation of the RS5, is going to put down way more power to the road, going 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds and reaching a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. But Audi does offer a special performance package that will raise that limiter to 174 miles per hour. So you're going to get some incredible performance out of this daily driver. Really, my only complaint about this powertrain is that it really doesn't look like much here under the hood with all that plastic. At least it's not all black plastic like so many other manufacturers do. There is a little bit of style and design to it. But if you don't like this, you can opt to have a carbon fiber engine cover put in, which is really going to change the way your RS5 looks under the hood. I would also complain about the sound because V6s usually don't sound as good as V8s like the previous generation had. But to be honest, this one sounds pretty dang good. Take a listen. And what's really great about the RS5 is that it looks just as good as it sounds. I love the beautifully sculpted curves on the exterior of this RS5, which are really highlighted by this beautiful Nardo Grey color, which comes at no extra cost. This is a standard color you can get on the RS5, and it's absolutely stunning out here in the daylight. Up front, of course, we have that traditional RS single frame style grille with these black honeycomb grille effect up here on the front. Super good looking. Something interesting about this car, it has been specified with the carbon fiber package. So up here with this lower valence, we've got this stunning gloss black carbon. Just love the way that looks. It really enhances the overall exterior aggressiveness of the car, and it looks really cool out here in the sunlight. Moving along to the side of the car, again, super smooth lines. I love these little chrome accents you've got here with the RS5 badging on the little grille there. Again, we see the carbon fiber with these carbon fiber mirror caps on both sides of the car. Just a super aggressive, sporty look, but it really doesn't draw attention to itself. And that's really a theme with Audi's whole RS lineup. They don't really draw attention to themselves. They're not too flashy. There are just a few subtle touches here and there that hint at the incredible performance they're packing under the hood, and I really love that. And finally, to top it all off, in the rear of the car, you have a gloss carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler to enhance the style of the car and add a little bit more performance. Also some beautiful LED taillights and some black exhaust tips that come with the optional performance exhaust. Overall, it's an incredible design. Audi really knocked it out of the ballpark with this one. But let's hop in and check out some of the features in the interior. Right away, what I'm seeing in this interior is a design very similar to the RS3, but kind of taken a step farther in terms of space and performance. They took both of them and they made them even better in the RS5. You see all these beautiful gloss carbon fiber accents in here? Well, on the exterior, you have to pay extra for those. Here on the inside, where you're going to be spending most of your time, those come standard. I have never seen this much standard carbon fiber trim on the interior of any car. Usually you have to pay really exorbitant amount of money just to get, you know, maybe a little plaque on the center console area here. Here we've got the entire dashboard carbon fiber as standard, and that really shows Audi's dedication to performance with their RS lineup. You're paying extra to get an RS5, you should get the extra RS5 features as standard on the car. And I think it's really cool how Audi does that. Obviously up here on the dashboard we have a nice infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, but the real technology focus on this car isn't necessarily with the infotainment system, it's more here on the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. It's super high res, it's incredibly customizable. You can really choose what you want to look at while you're driving, whether you're going for performance, you're more interested in the statistics such as boost, or if you're just trying to navigate around town, it can display maps with Google Earth imagery. In addition to that wonderful technology, you've also got wonderful materials in here with this Alcantara-like material here on the door panel, again with those carbon fiber trim, and then gorgeous red contrast stitching on this smooth leather all around the interior, and finally topped off with these wonderful RS Sport seats with hexagon or diamond stitching. Again, you get to select which one you'd like in your car, although the hexagon stitching does cost a little bit more. I love the design of the steering wheel with this kind of ventilated, perforated material around it, and obviously the flat bottom with the RS logo on it. It's actually incredibly small in real life. I can't think of another car with a steering wheel this small from modern generations. It's really cool to hold, and it's really cool to look at as well. Now, I know all of you guys want to see me get this car out onto the road and do a quick test with it, but before we do that, there aren't a lot of dealerships that let me do this with cars like this, so I have to give a huge shout out and thank you from the bottom of my heart to Crown Audi here in Clearwater. They're consistently one of the best dealerships I've ever visited. Just fantastic customer service, fantastic, knowledgeable employees, and obviously they have a great lineup of cars as well. So I'll leave a link to their inventory below. Definitely go support them and check them out, because they're the ones who let me have this opportunity today to drive the RS5, one of my dream cars, and I'm super grateful for that. All right, let's go for a drive, shall we? I'm gonna pop it right into dynamic mode, obviously. You can hear the exhaust flaps open up. It sounds very good in here. Unfortunately, road conditions here are not the best. As you can feel, pretty bumpy. And this car only has, I think, 2 miles on it. So we're gonna try my best to be careful with the car, but at the same time give you guys a good review of how sporty it is, how comfortable it is, and see if we can maybe get a little idea of the performance. Steering is a little bit loose here at low speeds, but it's not unnaturally loose or unnaturally heavy. It just feels normal. The suspension is harsh. I will give it that. So that's good for performance, but if you're daily driving this car, that is going to be a little bit of a pain. Give it a little gas. The transmission is slow. It's obviously not a dual clutch, so when it's shift, you kind of jerk a little bit, kind of like in an Aventador, I guess you could say. Obviously, that's going to hurt performance a little bit, but it does make it kind of fun to drive. Scary fast. Scary fast. I wish I could thrash a little bit more, but again, the roads are just not great back here. And my camera's not connected to anything. So I drove the Panamera Turbo not too long ago, and that was a very fast car. It was a very comfortable car. It was very similar to this car in both aspects, but my only complaint about that car was the sound. It was totally muffled. You could barely hear that V8 when you were really, really on the gas. That's what makes this car, I think, slightly better in my opinion, is you've got the sound of that wonderful V6 behind you at all times, just waiting to be unleashed. And that definitely gives it a better driving experience than the Panamera. Maybe slightly less focused on luxury, also because the suspension is tough, but better sporty personality, if you get what I'm saying. Overall, it is a blast to drive around. The suspension is tough and harsh, but not so harsh that you couldn't daily drive it, and just all around a fun car. RS3, Q8, A6, I've driven them all, I've reviewed them all, and you can watch them all by clicking on one of these cars. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and check out my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.